Hey everybody, it's David. Just a quick video for you. Had one of your fellow classmates talk about some of the challenges that they are having narrowing down and finding some research at the CSU online library. So I thought I would give you some tips here and some techniques you can use um, to narrow this down. I want to make sure that you first start by going back to the start here and finding general the general ideas on research there. I have a video that I posted in there about how to utilize the CSU online library. So make sure that you start there. Okay. So here's one of the things that I wanted to do first. Let me clear this up a bit and do a new search. So I am in the CSU online database now, and then as I go through, one of the things I like to do, I like to develop keywords for what I'm looking for. So this week in Learning Module number 6, we're talking about research methodology. And if you look at the different activities that you'll be responsible for this week on the discussion, you're going to talk about peer-reviewed research. On the short answer, you have a question analysis here that really speaks to how can you have an inquisitive mind as you're looking at different topics. So those are two of the things that if you're looking to provide some CSU peer-reviewed support for your discussion board post or in your short answer, that's the first place I would start. Then the next thing I would do is I would go back to the lecture that I create and put in for each one of your read and study pieces. And so one of the things you're going to find this week would be the 8 habits of a successful research mind. And so some of the keywords that hit me here are curiosity. So research curiosity. If you recall, one of the things you're going to be looking at would be having an inquisitive mind. So in order to be inquisitive, you have to be curious, right? And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the CSU online library and I'm going to try and find some sources here. So the first thing that I would do here is I would type in the word research, okay? And then that's going to give you a very, very broad, you'll probably get thousands of articles there that you'll have to go through and narrow down. But what I want to do is narrow it a little bit further. And so I want to use the word curiosity. And so if you put both of these words in here, then the articles that they will be searching for will have to have some sort of application as it relates to research. But since it's under here as well, under and, you'll have research and curiosity. So let's do a quick search and see what we can find here. There's some pretty good things right off the bat here. You're going to get some curiosity creates cures, the value and impact of basic research. Perhaps that would be a good article to check for. Curiosity and serendipity and qualitative research. You can go straight to the full PDF text there. And then so you'll see there are several things here that may work. What I would do, the next thing that I would do, so for example, let me go ahead and click on this one. I'm just going to pull up this PDF. The next thing I would do is I would go to the abstract. And without going through and having to read this entire thing, I'd start, all right, come on, scroll back up. I would start with the abstract. And so read the abstract, and if the abstract makes some sense to you that may have some future application or application for the paper, the short answer, the discussion board, then perhaps you can use that. I would always encourage you, as I have in the first video that I had, to save those as a PDF. But that's the process that I do. So again, I narrow down the search. I don't use, and I put this out to you. Searches here are not like Google searches where you can actually type in a question like, where can I find good research on curiosity? You're not going to get that in these databases. So your keywords need to be a little more structured and tight, if you will. So that's one example here. Another one of the things that we're going to talk about this week, we're going to talk about asking questions. Okay, so I would do something that talks about asking questions. I do a search for that, and so you're going to get. Oh, this looks pretty good. Respectful inquiry, a motivational account of leading through asking questions and listening. So perhaps you hit that again. You hit that PDF full text. Is it going to pull that up? And the next thing you should do is read that abstract right there and see perhaps if it can help provide you some tips or some reasons to ask or go through the rest of the article. Here's another article on asking questions, on theory and pedagogy at a time of excess, asking questions. And so there are several potential ones here. If you wanted to narrow this one a bit to asking questions with a research perspective, you could type in research on that second line, and so perhaps there are, asking the right questions, research of consequence to solve problems of significance. That one sounds pretty good, and so you can hit the PDF full text again, and look through the introduction on this one to see if perhaps something will apply for that particular article. Okay, so hopefully that makes some sense for you. And again, those are just the strategies that I use. I try and think of those keywords first, and then I use different combinations of the keywords. Again, if you're going to put something up here, you're going to get a general search, but you can begin to add items on the second line there that can help narrow down your search a bit more. All right. Hopefully this was helpful for you, and I'd love to hear from you to see if this makes some sense. And so bounce me an email or something like that and say, hey, that was either helpful or I'm still having problems. If you're still having problems, give me a holler and I can arrange some time where you and I can just walk through the CSU database, the library database, and we'll search for some as we go forward. All right, take care.